Hello, every pre-veterinarians. After you graduate, you can manage your own animal hospital. Then, you will receive many questions from your client. If your client asks you to recommend pet food, what brand of pet food would you recommend? Today, I'm going to talk about what brand of pet food you display in your animal hospital. There is one veterinarian concerning about pet food because of many kinds of them. Then, what kind of diet should you display in order to recommend to your client? We'd like to recommend Royal Canin's diet. In this video, we will talk about why we choose Royal Canin and what is Royal Canin. To begin with, we are going to handle why we choose Royal Canin. We choose Royal Canin based on safety, fallibility, and margin. First, let's figure out safety. According to FDA articles announced in 2010 to 2013, several pet food companies recalled their product. Their reasons were detection of salmonella, potential choking risk, and elevated vitamin D levels. Elevated vitamin D level is harmful to animals and fish. If fed for extended periods, weight loss or joint stiffness are possible. Recall frequency of A, B, C, D brand has been recorded as 7173 times in order. But Royal Canin has never been reported. Second, let's figure out Royal Canin's fallibility.
Experimental method is as follows. Without knowing the name of diets, we tried each diet and smelled it. Then we express the taste in 3 items and give a score.
전분 맛이 났고 식감은 딱딱했습니다.
이 사료는 향은 톱밥 향이 났으며 맛은 전체적으로 오트밀 맛이 났으며 식감은 딱딱했습니다.
식감은 딱딱했습니다.
향은 좀 많이 비린 지포 향이 났고요. 먹어봤을 때는 멸치 맛이 났고 좀 많이 딱딱해서 씹기 불편했던 것 같습니다.
생새고기 같았고 맛은 비타민 알약 같았습니다. 식감은 조금 딱딱했습니다.
이 사료는 약간 비린내가 났고 맛은 쥐포맛이 났으며 식감은 촉촉했습니다.
맛도 멸치 맛이 났고 식감은 전체적으로 바삭바삭했습니다.
이 사료는 쥐포 냄새가 났으며 맛은 멸치 맛이고 식감은 딱딱했습니다.
먹어봤을 때 그 전분처럼 밋밋한 맛이 났고 그리고 씹었을 때는 적당히 바삭바삭해서 먹기 좋았던 것 같습니다.
이 사료의 냄새는 첫 번째 사료와 같은 생새고기 향이었으며 맛은 특별한 맛이 느껴지지 않았습니다. 식감은 크래커 같았습니다.
이 사료는 쥐포 냄새가 났으며 맛은 오징어 맛이 났고 식감은 중간 정도 촉촉했습니다.
맛이 났고 식감은 촉촉한 식감이었습니다.
이 사료는 소고기 냄새가 났지만 맛은 멸치 맛이고 식감은 촉촉했습니다.
씹을 때는 멸치 맛이 났고 그리고 씹었을 때는 많이 촉촉해서 먹기 좋았던 것 같습니다.
이 사료의 냄새는 핫소스 같았고 맛은 말린 생선 같았습니다. 식감은 쿠키 같았습니다.
Comprehensive evaluation is like this. By this test, we can know that Royal Canin's palatability is highest in 3. Third, let's figure out percent margin. Following these diagrams show difference between Royal Canin's margin and ANX. In case of general product, Royal Canin's margin is higher than ANX. In case of veterinary product, Royal Canin's margin is also higher than ANX. In conclusion, Royal Canin's margin is higher than ANX. From here, we will talk about the Royal Canin's product. The product divides into general diet and veterinary diet. And we will talk about general diet first. And here, we will talk about general diet's common characteristics. General diet contains the following components, and each component has specific functions. Sulfur amino acid, such as cysteine, methionine, protect the skin structure and make the coat shiny. Zinc is a crucial element in the synthesis of collagen and renewal of skin. Vitamin A for epithelium is vital for the skin and gland-producing sebum, and also helps fight seborrhea and plays a key role in the regeneration of skin. Vitamin B helps keep skin healthy. Unsaturated fatty acids, omega-3 limits the skin inflammatory reactions, and omega-6 ensure the brilliance of the coat. L-carnitine is essential for transportation of fat. It enables the fatty acids to be taken into the mitochondria. It will be transformed into energy. The cells then use the fat as the fuel, calling on its reserve at time of prolonged physical effort. Combined action of chondroitin and glucosamine and manganese contribute to the synthesis of collagen. And here we talk about the classification of general diets. We talked about common characteristics of general diets. General diets divide into 3 categories by age: junior, adult, and senior. In the case of the junior, since he is in the growth period, high calories required. The content of protein and fat take significant amount and the size of the meal is small. In case of adult diet, it consists of digestible protein and high quality of carbohydrate. As a result, it is high palatability and little species order. For the senior pig, calcium and phosphorus property of diets decrease in order to prevent urolithiasis. Especially, urinary veterinary diet contains low amount of these ingredients. So, general and urinary veterinary diet are prescribed together. Next diagram is the top 3 difference of nutrients in the feast according to the age. As the dog gets older, the content of carbohydrate in them increases, but fat and proteins decreases. Now, let's talk about the differences among other nutrients according to age. In the senior feast, content of phosphorus and calcium decreases in order to prevent urolithiasis. However, omega-3, EPA, and DHA increase to support GFR. To move on, let's talk about veterinary diet simply. There are many kinds of veterinary diets. These 5 diets are mainly prescribed as follows: obesity, skin disease, cardiac, renal disease, and urinary diet. 5 of them, urinary diet is most effective, so its depreciation rate is higher than others. Now, we understand why we choose Royal Canin and what Royal Canin's product is. Let's display.